Good morning, everybody. I'm glad you're able to join me this morning. Let me go ahead and bring my iPad up so I can watch my comments. All right, there I am. And like I always say, be sure that you comment so I know that you're here. And if you're not in Arkansas, let us know what state you're in. It's kind of fun to see where everybody is. A little bit of a geography. Okay, I've got a delay on my iPad, so I'm just waiting to see if anybody comes on. I'll give it a moment. I might have came on just a little bit early. Hope everybody's having a good day today. I got up early this morning and thought I'd get a lot accomplished, but I don't think I did. But oh well, there's another day. Okay, like I said, be sure you comment and say hello. I'm just going to give another moment or so for everybody to get here. Let me see, what do we want to talk about? Okay, hi Amber, good morning. How are you doing today? I'm just kind of waiting for everybody to get here, so before I start, I've got a lot of housekeeping notes to go over before we start. So, yeah, it's hard to believe that today is December 1st already. I swear the older I get, the faster the time goes. Wish it would slow down just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera and all that around in case I have some technical problems going on. So if you get motion sickness, please close your eyes while I move the camera around. And around we go. And let me get my lighting going here also. And do all this technical stuff, I'll get that all set up. Alright, and my phone's giving me weird messages, which it always does, but we're going to ignore it. And I want to kind of straighten this out a little bit. I'm going to wait and see if I need to zoom in at all. Okay, I guess I could zoom it just a tiny bit. We don't have to wear magnifying glasses to see the cards that I'm making today. Alright, so I want to go a little bit this way, I think. Got something on my paper. And trying to see. Everything's backwards. I've got to kind of figure out where I am here. Alright, let me see. Oh, that made that worse. Back that way. Maybe I needed to go that way. We'll get it together here in a moment. Alright. Trying to see. I think I need to bring it down just a tiny bit. Let me see how that does. Yeah, don't think that looks too bad. This side is still off a little bit. Trying to even it out here. Oops, the wrong way. So I've got to come with this one. Alright. I think we're going to leave it right there. Like they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So So anyway, as you know, I'm creating Cards with Debbie is the name of my Facebook page. And if you need to shop with me for any items that we're showcasing today or any supplies that you might be needing in the future, please go to my website, my store, which is www.debbiefoster.stampinup.net. And here's the host code for December already. It's ERHDQVHZ. So if your order is under $150, please put that host code in there. Alright, and if you need to contact me for anything, my email address is creatingwithdebbie179@gmail.com. And here's my blog address, and those are all also in the description of the video. So I've got two different ones. I'm trying to combine into one, but I haven't quite gotten it there yet. So, but you can go to my blogs, and you'll get all the directions for all the cards that we're making. And if you need to sign up for Paper Pumpkin, here's the Paper Pumpkin website to go to. Okay, and speaking of Paper Pumpkin for December is called Lots of Pun, which is really kind of cute. It says, "What's not to love about a puny joke? It never hurts to have a little laughter, lightheartedness, and humor sprinkled into your schedule. If you're a fan of fun, get a kick out of the clever crafts and can't keep it together when you hear a classic knee slapper, you'll go bananas over this month's cute and quirky kit." Okay. The Lots of Fun Paper Pumpkin Kit includes enough exciting elements to create 9 cards and coordinating envelopes. From giddy gingham to splatters and stripes, this playful paper pumpkin kit features a fun and fresh look with one-of-a-kind patterns and designs. Excellent for any occasion, reason, or season throughout the year. The kit's Pun Pack Stamp Set provides completely customizable characters for a very versatile crafting experience. Pair each stamp with its matching die-cut snack, then mix up the faces and accessories for an absolute adorable accent. Okay. December's delightful kit is sure to make them smile. And this would be a good gift for a child, too, that wants to get into crafting, because they'll get everything included with it. The only thing they might need might be just a scissors and a liquid glue, but everything else comes for them. They get, with their first kit, they even get a free acrylic block that they can use, and it comes with an ink spot, which is a small ink pad, and it also includes a stamp set plus all the other elements that go with it. And you have until December 10th to sign up for this pumpkin kit. So if you have any questions, be sure that you reach out and get with me and ask me anything that you may not understand. Okay, and then we still have Eden's Garden promotion going on, and this is coming out in the new mini catalog, the January to June 2022 catalog. It's called Eden's Garden. The only things that will be in there will be the stamp set, and I think, well, you have until January 3rd that you can order everything, the paper, these pretty gems here, and we have this special cotton paper, Ever Eden cotton paper, which is a little bit heavier than a tissue paper. It's really quite nice to work with. But in the new catalog, you can get the bundle of the stamp set and the dies, and these are the dies. They're very pretty. It's got, well, it's 5 dies that come with. It's got a little edging here, a little banner, and then this cuts out sort of like a wreath. It's pretty. I've used it previously, so you might want to go back and look at my videos on it. But you have until January 3rd to get everything, and after that it's only the bundle, the stamp set, and the dies. Alright, and as you probably got my emails, those that are my customers locally here in such. Last chance is going on, which means it's our last chance to get items out of our July to December 2021 mini catalog. A lot of these items are retiring. There are a few that are carrying over, so but you want to be sure that you look at that list. If you need the list, just email me and I'll send it to you if you're not already received it from me. This would be the list of all the things that are retiring. It's like 2 pages long, and then these are the carryover ones, which will go into the next catalog and even into the spring catalog. Some of them are. Okay, so that sale starts today and it goes until January 3rd. So it's right here. So the July through December 2021 mini catalog will be retiring soon. It's always bittersweet to see a classic Stampin' Up! Catalog take a trip to retirement. But I'm looking forward to all the new items and products on their way, and I hope you are too. So you want to stock up on your favorite products before they're gone for good, and some of them are save up to 50% on essential craft supplies. All products are available while supplies last, and there are no purchase limits. Okay, that's about all I need to tell you about on that. So if you have any questions on any of this, be sure that you reach out and contact me, either private message me or email me, and I'll be glad to answer any questions or concerns that you might have. So do you want to have a sneak peek at our new mini catalog and celebration that's coming out? I can show you the cover, but I can't open it until January. What is it? January. It starts January 4th, so I can't open it until January 4th to show you. Good morning, Marlene. Glad you're here. Hope you'll stay with us for a little bit. But here's the new upcoming January to June 2022 mini catalog. And you kind of get a sneak peek of what might be in there. It's got some new ribbon. This is the stamp set and die cut. So there's a lot of tulips and things going on in our spring one or our January one. So that's just a little sneak peek of the cover. I know you'd like to see the insides, but I can't yet. It's the Stampin' Up! Rules. And here's the celebration. And if you're not familiar with celebration, which that means is inside here are free items, which is stamp sets, paper, that you can get for free with every $50 orders that you put in. And there are some that are $100 products. So with a $100 order, you get those items. So, and I can't open this one either, so it's just a little tease. Okay, next month I can show. Let me see. I think that's all I have for housekeeping things right now. Don't think I'm forgetting anything. Oh, and be sure, if you want to join my team and be a discount shopper or do what I do, you can join my team and get your starter kit for $99, and that's free shipping included with that. And with that $99, you get to choose $125 worth of product. So that's what, $26 that you're getting free in product. So if you have any questions on that too, just be sure that you reach out and get with me. And there is a join link in my description of my video too, so you can also click on that. But we're going to go ahead and get started here, and I'm not showing my comments again. I don't understand why. Okay. There, I've got them. I just had to turn my iPad around. Okay, I'm just kind of looking through comments. Good morning, Becky. Glad you could join us. Marlene and Jackie. Okay. Okay, Amber, I'll be sure that I send that out to you as soon as we're done with the video. I thought I had, maybe I didn't. I might have missed you. Be sure to check your email. You might have it in there. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to be doing Christmas today, and as you maybe seen on the video when I had it turned to me, I'm wearing my Christmas shirt today. I'm trying to get in the mood for Christmas. Let me see. So we're going to be doing, like I said, I'm going to be doing all Christmas cards today. And let me get my items out here. Move this away. And the paper that we're using on the majority of them are the Whimsey Wonder Designer Series paper. And be sure that you get this for yourself because it's going to be running out here. That's on the last chance list. So you want to get that while supplies last. So if you want it, you may want to hurry up and get it because things will be going fast. So, but that's in our mini catalog. So, and it's also on the last chance list. It's probably one of my favorites, and I'm really going to hate to see it go because it is so pretty. It's got the foil paper on the one side, and then the other side is just the flat paper. It's really gorgeous. So that's what we're using for the paper, Designer Series paper. I think all three of my cards I'm using that today. So that makes it simple. I don't have to describe all the things that I'm using with the paper-wise, Designer Series paper. So this is going to be our first card. Well, hi, Sean. I'm glad you're here. Okay, you have a good day. Don't work too hard today. Good to see you. Sean's my grandson. He's in Oklahoma. Okay, so here's our card. It says, Merry Christmas, and may the love of the season warm your home and fill your heart. And it's really a good sentiments in this. So we're going to set the card aside, and we'll go ahead and we'll get started with our dimensions here. I'm going to go through all the dimensions ahead of time, and then I won't have to say them as I'm working on the thing. But the embossing folder that we're using is the star-crossed embossing folder, and this is another one that's retiring, so you might want to jump on the bandwagon for that too. It has the stars at the upper portion, one corner, and then the other corner has the crossed. Yeah. So it's really unique. I really like it. Sad to see it go. Alright, so we're going to start out with our card base, which measures, get my things out of here. It's just our basic card base. It's 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches, and then I scored it in the center at 4 1/4 inches. So we're going to go ahead and burnish that edge. And then I've already embossed our basic white, and this is 4 1/8 inches by 5 3/8 inches. And we have another soft succulent. This is one of our mats, and that measures 3 1/8 inches by 4 1/4 inches. Our Designer Series paper, which has the packages and the foil, and that measures 3 inches by 4 1/8 inches. And I've got a soft succulent little strip here, which is going to be our mat for our sentiment, and that measures 3/4 inches by 3 1/2 inches. And then our basic white, where we're going to stamp our sentiment on, measures 5/8 inches by 3 1/4 inches. And I've got a tiny little strip here that's going to go on the inside, and that measures 1/4 inch by 4 inches. And this is our inside basic white, and that measures 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. So I think I've got all my dimensions out here. So let's go ahead and start assembling this card together today. So we've got our card base, and I'm going to bring in our mat that's been embossed. And we're going to put some of our liquid adhesive on the back. I'm going to put a little extra in the center because when you have an embossed layer, sometimes it's hard to get it to glue down really good, so I want to make sure I've got enough adhesive on there. So we're just going to center that on the front of our card base. And also, I'd like you to share my video with your friends and family today and to like it. Oops, and I put that inside out, but we're going to go with it. I already got a goof up this morning, but that's okay. Now we're going to take our designer series paper and then our smaller soft succulent base, and we're going to glue our designer series paper down to that. And my glue bottle's getting a little low here, but I've got an extra one here in case I get frustrated with shaking it. So we're just going to leave a small border going all the way around that. Okay, thanks Jackie for sharing. I really appreciate that. Okay, and then we've got our ribbon, which is, comes from the Blushing Bride frayed Gros-Grain ribbon. It's really pretty. And I think this is another one that's on that retirement list, so sad to see things go, but we've got to make room for the new stuff coming out, so some things have to go, some things stay, some things don't. So I'm going to turn my mat over, and I'm going to use my Stamp Seal Plus to attach that with. This has a little extra gluing power compared to the regular seal. So, and this is what it looks like. That can be found in the catalog, back with the adhesives, in the main catalog, the annual catalog. Okay, so we're going to put that sort of towards the lower portion. And hopefully I get it straight. And I probably had a little bit too much ribbon there. I measured this at 6.5 inches, but it could have gone a little shorter. Maybe 6 1/4 inches would have been plenty. But I'd rather have too much than not enough on my projects. So we're going to put this all up on dimensionals. Let me get my dimensionals out here, and I've got almost a brand new sheet. I've only got one out of there, so it's always exciting and happy when I can open a new package of dimensionals. Okay, so how many have got all their Christmas cards already finished? Or who hasn't even started yet? I've got a little start. I don't know. I've got to do a count and see if I've got enough made up yet. I've been making them for a while, so I guess I might have pretty well done, maybe. Now to get them in the mail. Okay, so we're going to put this on the front of our embossed area. I want to make sure my card's opening right. I have put them upside down before. And we're going to place that in the center of our card front, like this. Move my dimensionals out of there. You don't need to see those. All right, and with that designer series paper, which is this one right here, the dies that go with this stamp set, let me show those to you. They also cut out a lot of the designer series paper, which we've done today. And what did I do with my little tree? I have lost my little tree. Oh no. There he is. He just jumped across the table for me. But here's the little tree, and I've already cut that out, die cut. I didn't want you to sit and watch. But this comes with, how many is in here? There's 13 dies in here, and let me get that out. It's a double packet, so here's all the dies minus these that I've used. And that one's trying to jump on the floor. Maybe put this little guy up here, get him all stuck down. So here's the dies that comes with. And you can get that as a bundle. I didn't even show the stamp set. This is the stamp set, Whimsical Trees, and then the Christmas dies go with it. It cuts out a lot of things. Plus, I love the sentiments that are in it. And we're going to also be using the Snowman Season, just the Merry Christmas sentiment. So let me set these aside and we'll get back to our card. Okay, so I've already die cut those out already. So we're going to put some dimensionals on the back of our tree. And I think I'm going to use the smaller ones because I've got a smaller area. Well, maybe just a small one at the top. And then we'll use the regular dimensionals. And I take your pick tool to pop those off. And I was using my generic one there. I apologize for that. This is your take your pick tool, which is a really handy tool to have. It's got a pointy end on one side, and then this comes off and it has the spatula side right there. I usually use the pointy end more, so. And then with this side is your putty end, and that's good for picking up small items. It's a very useful tool. I love it. And I always use the pointy end to pop off the backs of my dimensionals. It comes in really handy if you don't have fingernails, which I don't. And so we're going to go ahead and place our larger tree over the top of this ribbon. And we're going to have it hanging down just a tiny bit. And like that. And the smaller one goes on the inside, so we're just going to set him aside for right now. We're going to go ahead and stamp our sentiment, and then we'll tie our bow across there. So let me get my ink pad out here, my Merry Christmas. And I'm just using black Memento ink to stamp with. So let me see if I can get this straight. And get my lighting here a little bit better. Hopefully that's not in my camera view. I don't know if that helped or not. It's kind of a cloudy day today, so getting a lot of shadows here. Alright, so we're going to stamp that. I think I need to use my piercing mat because we're doing a photopolymer stamp here. And it needs a little cushion behind it. So let's get this on here. And I kind of want to put it more to the left side because we're going to flag the right side of it. And it's fairly good. I'm going to go with that. And cover up our ink pad. So right now I could stamp the inside, but I'm going to wait. Okay, so I'm going to bring in our punch, which is called Banner's Pick-a-Punch. And it's got two different cutouts. It's got the flag side, and then it's got the, I don't know, the pointed side. We're going to use the pointed side. I'm not sure what that's called. And we're going to go ahead and flag our end. And I probably should have left a little bit more space at the end of that. And I'm going to turn it over so I can see what I'm doing and I don't cut off my letters. So we're just going to, just barely. Okay, I'm good at that. And then we're going to do the soft succulent one the same. I like looking at the back side because then I can see exactly how it's going to punch, and I can readjust it if I need to. Alright, we're going to layer this on top, leaving a space going around it. So we're going to bring in our liquid glue again and put some on the back side of this one. As demonstrators, we're able to order some of the things out of the new catalog because we attended Onstage, which was a thing that Stampin' Up! Did for all of demonstrators. So I've pre-ordered quite a few things. I'm wondering if you all would like me to do a live and kind of show you a sneak peek of the items. Let me know in the comments if it might be something you'd be interested in. Yeah, Amber, I remember that. I know you like doves. I don't know if there's any in the new mini catalog or not. I'm not sure if I noticed any. I'll have to go back and look at it again. Okay, Amber would like that. Would anybody else be interested in me doing a Facebook Live and show some of the items that I've gotten that are going to be in the new catalog? It'll be a little sneak peek. I can't show them in the catalog, but I can show you the items themselves if I have them. So it's always exciting to see the new stuff. I'm excited to start using them. I haven't done any creating with any of it yet, but I may have to start working on it pretty soon to get a head start of what I'm going to be doing. So we're going to place the banner just over the top of the ribbon, just leaving like an 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch distance in between the two, like that. And now we're going to come back in with our other piece of ribbon, which is 5 inches, which is probably way too long. I'm probably going to cut off a lot. But we're going to tuck that up underneath that bottom ribbon, and we're going to make a faux bow, which is just a little knot that makes it look like it's a bow. And we're going to just bring that across here. I like this ribbon. It's really easy to work with. It's soft, and it kind of frays at the end. And we're going to trim off the tails. And I always like to cut my ribbon at an angle. I don't know. No particular reason. It's just the way I do it. So here's the front of our card. Merry Christmas. Oh, we forgot the star on the top of the tree. And I've already cut him out too, and I didn't want to lose him, so I put him in a little container here. And there he is, really small. He's hard to see probably. But let me get my Take Your Pick tool, and I think I might use a little bit of glue at the top of our tree. Just a little drop. Okay, why don't you come out in a big old blob here. Open that. There, I think that's enough. And we're going to take our putty end of our Take Your Pick tool to pick that up. And it makes it easier to place small things. And we're going to put that on the tip of our tree. Alright, so here we have that. And if you wanted to, you could put a small dimensional underneath there. I don't know if it would fit really good. You may have to cut it down quite a bit. But that's another option you could do. Alright, so let's get to working on the inside of our card. And we've got our basic white. And we're going to stamp our sentiment, which is may the love of the season warm your home and fill your heart. I should have cleaned my acrylic blocks before I came on this morning. They're really needing some attention. How I do that is just I take an alcohol cloth and I just clean them with just regular alcohol. So I just haven't taken the time to do that yet. I need to. That's on my to-do list. So we're going to stamp that sentiment in the center of our basic white. And using black memento ink again. And then I've got this tiny little strip that we told you about, was just 1/4 inch by 4 inches. And we're going to glue that to the left side of our card. Well, to the basic white inside, that goes inside the card. And of course I had to get glue all over my fingers. Wouldn't be a crafter if we didn't have glue and ink on our fingers, I guess. Alright, that's a little bit longer. I like to have it a little bit longer, and then I can come back in and trim it off afterwards. So we're going to let that dry for a moment while we put our tree in the bottom right corner. It just adds a little bit more pizzazz to the inside of our card, so it's not so plain looking. And I think my adhesive is getting pretty low here. I'm going to set him at an angle. He's kind of tipping over like this. Oops. I'm sticking to my glue on my fingers. Alright, so we're going to trim this off before we glue it down. I'm going to turn it over and I can see the back side and just snip that excess off. And now we can put our glue. Shake, shake, shake. Shake that glue bottle. Let's go to the last drop here. Alright, and we're going to place that in the inside of our card. And I like to turn it over and just watch these 3 sides. I'll do the sides and then the bottom. I don't worry about the top edge because your eye isn't going to go right directly there to see if it's in there right. So I want to make sure that the bottom side and the sides are even. Okay, so here's the outside of our card. Merry Christmas. And there's the inside of our card. So, hope you like that. Alright, so we're going to set that card aside, and if I mess here a little bit, I probably threw some on the floor, but that's okay. We'll get the broom later. Alright, so got that one. Let's go with this one here. Move things out of the way. And like I said, we're using the same paper again, the designer series paper, the Whimsey and Wonder. And here's the card. It says joy. Let your heart be light. And the inside, wishing you Christmas cheer and magical moments that last all year. And I'm making the designer series paper do most of my work on my card here. We've got a little bit of coloring here with our blends, but that's about all. Otherwise, the paper's doing most of the work. Oh, I didn't do my envelope from the last card, so let's do that before we forget. I've got a designer series paper here, and that measures 2.5 inches by 6 inches. And we're just going to put some glue on our flap, and we're going to attach that paper down. Because you don't want naked envelopes, you want something pretty. If I can get my glue to cooperate here. I think I might be just about out here, so I think with my next card I'm going to open a new one, if not before. Well, yeah, I think we need a new bottle of glue. Just a little bit more here. Okay. I'm going to take that. I'm going to see which way is up and down. Okay. So we're going to place that right up against that seam of that envelope. And press it down, turn it over, press it down some more. And then we're going to come in here with our scissors and we're just going to trim off that excess. It takes no time at all. Is anybody done with their Christmas shopping yet? Needless to say, I hadn't even started yet. Okay, so there's our envelope flap that goes along with that card. And it just adds a little bit of pretty to our card. Alright, and I think I've got some glue on my paper here, so gotta watch that. And on my fingers. Alright, like I said, this is our card that we're using. And we're starting out with our card base, which is Misty Moonlight. Let me get all my bits and pieces out here. I'm going to set that aside. So we're going to open a new bottle of glue. Trying to clean my area here a little bit. Okay, so we've got our Misty Moonlight is going to be our card base, and that's just our basic card base size. And that measures 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches, scored in the middle at 4 1/4 inches. And let me set my card over here so I can see it. And then our designer series paper, which is this one here with the stripes and foil. That's really pretty. It's probably blinding in the camera. And that is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. We've got a mint macaron mat, which is 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches. Our next designer series paper with the Christmas bulbs ornaments, and that's 4 7/8 inches by 3 5/8 inches. And then I've die cut a piece of basic white. I used the Scallop Contours dies, which is this pack, and I used this one here. And with this little one, let me put that in my magnet thing. It gives you little openings on the sides, which you can run your ribbon through there. And it's got smaller ones, 2 smaller ones at each end also, but we're going to use the side ones and run our ribbon through that. And this is the ribbon. It's the mesh, metallic mesh. Yeah, metallic mesh ribbon. And it's very pretty. This was in the catalog. It was in with the Halloween stuff last year. I think it was last year. Was it this year it came out? But it's good for Christmas and it's good for Halloween. So it's not just a Halloween item. It's really pretty. It's got like silver foil in it, kind of. It's really pretty. It's metallic. And that measures, I think I did 20 inches. Yeah, 20 inches long. And we're going to set that aside for a moment. And then the inside of our card, it has the basic white, and that's 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And I've got some designer series paper here. We're going to cut out one of the bulbs here for the inside. And then, did I do a strip on the inside too? Yeah. And then a small strip that goes at the bottom, and that's 1/4 of an inch by 4 inches. So that's our inside of our card. I'm going to set that aside. And then also for our envelope, it's 2 1/2 inches by 6 inches. And then another scrap of basic white, which is, I think it's a 1/2 inch. Yeah, 1/2 inch. And then we'll cut it off. So I'm not going to measure the length of it. Okay, so let's get started on assembling here. So first off, we want to burnish the edge of our card base. Make sure we've got a good edge. And we're going to take our striped designer series paper after I open a new bottle of glue, which I have right here. And you shouldn't have problems. So let's go ahead and, whoa, that's a whole lot better. Comes out really good. And we're going to put that on the front of our card. I'm trying not to get glue on me, because with the foil paper you don't really want to get glue on it because it's hard to get it back off again. So I'm always extra careful when I'm working with it that my fingers are clean. So place that down there. And then we've got our knick-knack around mats. And our other designer's paper that's going to be glued to that. And I've got a hair there. That was a dog hair. A cookie hair. And we're just going to glue that, leaving a small border going around. Okay. And I've got glue on my fingers. I try not to. Let me get those wiped off. Okay. So we're going to set that aside for a moment because we're not going to attach that until we get the ribbon on there first. So we're going to come in with our little die cut label here that we've done. And we're going to stamp our little ornaments here. But I want to get a piece of paper underneath here to protect my work surface. So let me grab a scrap of paper. I'm trying to keep my work surface kind of clean because we're going to be stamping off here a little bit off the edge. And we're using our black Memento ink because we're going to be coming back in with our blends. So we need to use the Memento inks so they don't bleed. And I'm going to stamp something on there. And I want this kind of to go off the top edge of the label, like so. And this one, we're going to have them up a little taller to the top edge. Alright, and while we're at it, we might as well stamp our sentiment on there, which is joy. And that's all in that stamp set. We're using the Whimsy Trees again, Whimsical Trees, and we're using the joy and the bulbs. And let's stamp our joy at the bottom right hand corner. And while we're at it, we might as well go ahead and stamp our sentiment also. And that says, let your heart be light. And let me see which. I'm going to leave enough room to tag the one edge there. I kind of did that upside down. I was hoping I did it straight, and it looks pretty good to me. Or, no, it isn't. Let me try that again. And we turn it over the right way so I can see it better. That one's better. Alright, we'll cover up our ink pad, set that aside, Okay, so I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to snip off that edge. And hopefully it's fairly straight. And we're going to set that aside for a little bit while we color our bulbs here. And I'm using, the blends that I'm using is Misty Moonlight, Soft Succulents, and Polished Pink. Let's get those out here. I don't know why that one was in there. I didn't use that one. I hope I got the right ones here. Yeah. So we're going to start with our Polished Pink. And I'm going to start with the dark. And I always use the bullet in when I have small areas to color. So we're just going to color the inside of that. And on this one. I'm not really being particular because we're going to be coming back in with the light and we're going to blend this all together. So even if I kind of scribble it, it's not going to show. And that's the beauty of the blends. They kind of make us look professional. Alright, so we're going to come back in with the light polished pink and we'll blend that all in. And again, I'm using the bullet ends. And we'll blend that a So has anybody got any big plans for the rest of the week or the weekend? It'll be here before we know it. Alright, let me gray granite out here again. Alright, now I'm going to do the soft succulent, the dark and light. And I'll do the same with that. Oops, I got the wrong end. I don't want that end. That's dangerous for me. There was too much area. Whoops, and I pulled it back off again. With your blends, you want to make sure to get everything, the caps on real tight. Yeah, Jackie, I know you got to work. So, I'll have to think of a day to schedule my premiere of the new Stampin' Up products. Is any particular day better for y'all? Okay, so there's the dark soft succulent. And we'll come back in with the soft succulent, light, and color our bulbs, ornaments. So do y'all have your Christmas tree up yet? We got ours put up, what was it, Saturday? Yeah, I think it was Saturday. And that's about all I got up, though. I don't have our stockings over the fireplace or nothing yet. I may do those later this week sometime. I may have to go to the store and get some more command hooks. I don't know if I have any left from last year. Alright, now we're going to do our light misty moonlight. And I'm not going to use the dark because it's really dark on the bulb. So I'm just going to cover the whole thing using the light misty moonlight. And I think with the stamped image itself, it should look like it's been blended already. Okay, and for the silver tops, I'm just using the light gray granite Stampin' Blends. We don't have a silver, so that was the closest I could get to making it look like silver. I guess I could have embossed it. I didn't even think about that with silver embossing powder. That would have worked. Well, maybe for the next ones. Okay, so we're going to place this up on dimensionals. And I'll always use my old sheet here and use them up. And I'm not going to put any in the center because I'm going to run the ribbon through there, so I don't want it interfering. So let me take our ribbon, and I'm going to string it through there and bring it back up through the other one. Okay. And with this, it gives you time to readjust it where I want to, because I'm going to have the bow being tied over here. So we're going to have to stretch it out over that. But I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to glue our dimensional label down to our Designer Series paper. And then we'll do some adjusting. So I'm going to take the pick tool, pop those dimensionals off the backs. I mean, take the paper off the dimensionals, I should say. Words are hard today. Alright, so we're going to center that kind of towards the top center. Well, it's not really centered either. It's going to be kind of a little bit to the left side, because our sentiment's going to go at the bottom. So let me get our scrap paper out of the way. The camera still looks kind of dark. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I can get my lighting any better. Probably need some more lights on in the house. Would this help any? Yeah, I don't know if that helps it any or not. Okay, whatever. We're just going to go with it. Okay, so now we're going to glue this down to the front of our card. And get the ribbon out of the way. And make sure the ribbon's sticking out where I can tie it here. I don't want it underneath that mat. And I'm going to make sure my card's opening the right way because I have been known to put them on backwards. And that happens. So we're going to leave a small border going all the way around this. And glue that down. Make sure it's sticking really good. Alright. Oh no. Oh no. Let me take that off real quick. I goofed. Let's see. Oh no. Well, come on. Well, it wouldn't be my Facebook Live unless I messed up something, so I'm thinking that's good right there. This has got to be glued on the back side and then stuck down. Let me see if it'll still stick, if I got to add more glue. I looked out and it hadn't attached itself yet. I may have to go back in and slip some glue underneath there again, but I think it's good. Looks like it's holding. Alright, almost messed that up. So now we're going to take that bow. We're going to make a bow. Take that ribbon and make a bow. And we're going to see how good I can tie a bow on camera. Usually I'm all thumbs. So, just to make my ribbon stay still, I'm going to just make that into a knot first. And then I'll try a bow. There, now I don't have to worry about holding my finger there. And we're just going to loop that all around. Well, not too bad here. Let me pull that tail. And this tail. And we'll pull them some more. I want it smaller. Well, it's not cooperating very well with me. Come on, little guy. Be nice. Okay, I'm going to go with that. This one's a little bit bigger. There. Alright. And we're going to go ahead and put our sentiment down first, and we'll come back in and trim those tails off. So, I'm going to punch back over here. And this time we're going to be using the bullet end, I guess is what it's called. And I'm going to do the same with this. I'm going to turn it over so I can see where it's punching at. And I want to readjust this a little bit. That one jumped right on my arm. It went flying. And we're going to put this up on small dimensionals, which I had here. Yeah. Use my take your pick tool to put those there. Okay. I maybe could have used the regular dimensionals, but this is a smaller strip, so I'm going to just go ahead with the little ones. Small dimensional. And hope nobody's in a hurry today. I guess I'm running a little behind here. But we're just about finished with our second card, and we'll go on to our third card here in a moment. So there we got that. So let's come back in here and trim these tails. Okay. And we need some rhinestones to put a little bit more bling on there, as if there wasn't enough. And that's what the take your pick tool, the putty end, comes in handy too to place your rhinestones. And I'm just using the rhinestone basic jewels. I'm going to use the medium-sized ones. Or did I use the large ones? Looks like I used one large one and two medium. So we're going to place a large one right here on that banner. And then we're going to put two small ones. One there. Or these are the mediums. And right there. I always like to do my embellishments in odd numbers, like 3 or 5. It's more appealing to the eye. Okay, so there we have our front of our card. And you could come back in with your Wink of Stella and put some Wink of Stella on the bulbs, but for time-wise today, I think I'm going to skip that and just tell you that you can do that, because we still have the inside of our card to finish. Okay, so we've got the inside of our card. It's our basic white. And we're going to stamp our sentiment, which is wishing you Christmas cheer and magical moments that last all year. And we're using our black memento ink again. We're just going to stamp that in the upper center. Is that a word? Kind of sounded weird, upper center. And then I got a little strip of that designer series paper that we're going to put at the bottom of that. And we're just going to put some glue on that. And get hold of it. I've already got glue all over me. Wonderful. Okay, so we're going to leave a tiny, tiny border at the bottom. And then we're going to cut us a bulb out of there. We're just going to fussy cut it. I'm going to use this little pink one here. And it's fairly easy just to fussy cut it. Just go around circles and go around the outer edge of it. And I like to leave a little bit of a white border around it, so I don't have to be real precise on cutting it out. Let me get that out the way. And when you're fussy cutting, be sure you move your paper and not your scissors. Okay, so here we have that out. We're going to glue that to the inside of our card. And it just adds a little bit of extra to it. I'm going to put that one up there. The other one I had on the edge because it was only a half a bulb. Alright, we're going to trim that excess off of that designer series paper strip. And then we can put this on the inside of our card and call it done. Alright. Okay. Alright, there we have our card. Okay, joy, let your heart be light. And then our sentiment on the inside. So that's our second card. And of course, we need to decorate our envelope again. So I got a strip of that we're going to put on our envelope flap. We don't want naked envelopes going out for Christmas. Oh, I grabbed the empty bottle. That's no wonder I'm having problems. Okay. And again, we're going to make sure it's going the right direction. And attach that. Press on it a little bit. Come back in with our paper snips. We're going to trim off that excess. Okay, and a little bit more. Okay. So here's our envelope. And then there's the card. And we'll continue with our third card. I hope everybody can still stay around and let me finish that one. Got everything cut out, so it might save a little time here. Get myself situated. Here's the card. And that's using the Whimsical Tree Stamp Set again. And the dies. And the Designer Series paper is the Whimsey Wonder Designer Series paper again. And I'm also using the Golden Rose 6x6 metallic specialty paper, which is in the catalog, the annual catalog. And it kind of goes, we kind of miss it because it's down in the corner here, which is number 7. So that's on page 135 of the annual catalog. So it kind of gets overlooked. It's really pretty. It's got the regular gold and then it's got the rose gold. But we're using the gold one today. I just wanted to point that out to everybody because it is kind of missed. Yeah, Jack, if I didn't get glue on my fingers, it wouldn't be me. It's a normal thing. Glue and ink. I don't know which I get more on me of. Alright, so we're going to be using the polished pink ink pad to do our stamping with. We've got the gold gilded gems that we're using for our decorations. So let me go ahead and get this all out here. I got a mess there. So my dimensions of my papers are, our basic white is a 5.5 by 8.5, and that's scored in the middle at 4 1/4 inches. So let's set that aside. I got a polished pink cardstock that is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. Our Designer Series paper is 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches. The other side is really pretty too. And I've already die cut one of the trees out with the polished pink, a scrap of white, which is 1 5/8 inches by 7/8 inches. And I know I've got something else here. A strip of the Designer Series paper for the inside, and that's 1/2 inch by 4 inches. Okay, so if I have any other dimensions, I'll go ahead and let you know. I think I've got everything there. So let's go ahead and start assembling. We're going to burnish the edge of our card to get a good crisp fold. And we're just going to start gluing, it looks like. Glue the pink mat down. Get my glue bottle out of here. If you're not able to stay to watch me do this third card, feel free to leave and come back and watch the replay. I'll be posting it later today too on YouTube. So if you're watching it on this video on YouTube, be sure you click that subscribe button and you'll be notified when I post new videos. And I think there is a like button on there you can click. YouTube really likes that if you do that. It kind of shows them if anybody likes the video or not, I guess, is what it's showing them. So I'd appreciate that too. And be sure you share with your friends and family. So we're going to glue all this down, leaving a small border going around each one of those. And attach that. And we're going to come in with our die cut tree, and we're going to put dimensionals on the back of him. And I probably should have done, I think I'm going to wait on doing dimensionals. I'm going to put the garland on him first, if I can get these back on. Yeah. Kind of jumped the gun here a little bit. I think it's easier to put the garland on before I put the dimensionals on there. And now I've got dimensionals sticking to my fingers. Of course, why not? Alright, so let's get our garland. And this has a die in that same dies that cuts out the garland. It's kind of squiggly. And I've already done that. We just need to pop it all out of the paper here. And kind of be a little careful. You could possibly rip your paper, so I want to be kind of gentle. I should have done this ahead of time, being running short on time here today. But of course I didn't, so bear with me. It seems like there was something else I wanted to tell you all today too. It's kind of gone out of my mind. I guess it's a senior thing. I don't know. I'll probably think of it later when I'm already off of Facebook here. Alright, I didn't know this was going to be so difficult today. It's cut all the way through, but I'm just kind of being careful so I don't rip it. I don't want to get it all done and then have to fix anything. Our weather here in Arkansas is really strange this week. Last week it was cool. This week, starting today, I think it's supposed to be 69 for our high. And then I think tomorrow is 73 and 74 again the next day. So crazy weather. We never know if we should dig out winter clothes or keep our summer clothes out. So, but I think it's going to cool back down again next week, so. And my mom always said that with the changes in temperature like that, so drastic, that's how people get sick. So I don't know if there's any truth to that or not. Maybe. Okay, get my fingers back here. Goodness, I'm sorry for taking so long on this. I should have popped it out ahead of time. Make a note to myself. Do this ahead of time. Well, I don't have any good stories to tell while I'm doing this. Think of anything. There, we got it finally. Phew. And it will stretch out a little bit, so you kind of scrunch it back together. And I'm going to bring my scrap paper over here again because I don't want to get glue all over my work surface here. So I'm just going to put a little bit of dots of glue here and there to hold it down. You can use your craft mat, your silicone craft mat, and use a dauber or a sponge to put glue on, but I'm just going to do this the lazy way today. I didn't want to dig that out. And I'm going to see if that's enough. And bring our tree over here. And I'm going to start at the top. Well, maybe I'm going to start up top. I have to do some scrunching here. And it doesn't have to be perfect because that's kind of what it is. It's kind of a whimsy look. So I think I should have put more glue on my garland. Okay. I maybe didn't get enough glue. Okay, that'll do for now. And now we can put our dimensionals on the back of him. We'll bring those back out here. And I'm going to leave that there because I may have glue that hasn't dried yet. And, oops. Using those same dimensionals that I had pulled off before, so, okay. Now I'm going to take my pick tool and pop those backings and dimensionals off. And I'm going to place that at our left side of our card front. Okay, and I'll set that aside for a moment. And we've got some Christmas packages that we need to cut out, which is out of that same paper. Here's my... So, I've got 3 of them, 4 of them. Where's the 4th one at? It's hiding. There it is. So we're just going to fussy cut those really fast. Get my scissors back in here. Alright, paper snips. There you are. And we're just going to trim and leave a small white edge around the packages. Which is really easy because it's just straight lines to cut, so we're just trimming a little bit of that white excess off of them. Okay, we're getting there. Alright, there's our second package. And we've got 2 little packages. These are real easy to cut because it's just straight lines. Okay, I got it. Now that I've got a mess here, let me push those aside. Alright, so we're going to glue 2 directly down, the bigger packages, and then the small ones are going to have dimensionals on them. So we're going to bring in our glue here again. Okay, we're going to place that at an angle next to the tree. And this other one we're going to place beside it. And make sure my package is going the right way. And it's going to go right on at an angle beside the other one. And now our smaller ones, we're going to put those up on dimensionals. Oops. I think probably just 1 dimensional on the back of each because they're small. That smaller area. And I'm going to start with our pink one first. And it's going to go kind of just the edge of it over the tree and then covering the bottom part of the big package present. And then this one is going to go at an angle over the top of that one. Alright, like this. Alright, so now we're going to stamp our sentiment using our polished pink ink pad. And I'm using the same stamp out of there, so I need to clean that off using my Simply Chamois. We used it with the black ink before, so we need to get that off so we don't transfer into our other ink pad. And Simply Chamois can be found in my store also. So we're going to stamp that, hopefully in the center of that. Oh, we did good. I had an extra one here just in case. And let's see, what are we stamping on the inside? We might also stamp the inside too. If I can find it. Did I not put one out here? I didn't. So the inside is a basic weight. And I cut up a few of these ahead of time, so I have, well, on occasions like this where I forgot to cut one. And it just measures 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And that's our basic inside dimensions of our cards. So I'm going to stamp our sentiment. And I've used that one too. Let me see. Okay, I've got to clean that one off too. I love my Simply Chamois. It cleans my stamps so easily. And that's not dirty, that's just stained, but that's natural. You just rinse it out with warm water when it kind of needs to be cleaned. And it's real easy to keep clean. So we're going to stamp, "May the love of the season warm your home and fill your heart." It's going to go on the upper portion in the center. Alright, now we can put our ink pad away. And we'll set that aside and finish our outside first. So I've cut a piece of that metallic paper too, and this measures 1 inch by 1 3/4 inches. And we're going to place our sentiment down there, but we're going to cut this at a little bit of angle, the one end. And I'm just going from one corner to the next and just cutting it down. And we'll do the same. I think I'll glue it down first and then we'll trim it off. So let's glue this down to our metallic paper. You could also use mini glue dots to attach this if you're kind of worried if it won't stick very good. But we're going to chance it with the liquid glue. I think it's going to work fine. Yeah, it works. Get garbage out of there. And now we're going to cut that down at an angle to match the other one. Okay, like this. And we're not putting that on dimensionals. We're going to glue that directly down to our card front. So using our liquid glue again, we're going to use that to attach it. And we're going to stick that in the upper right corner. And then we're going to come back in with our gilded gems, and we're going to use those. We're going to use the small ones. And I'm going to put one up here on our sentiment, and then I'm going to do some Christmas bulbs on our tree. I'm going to do 2, 3, 4 of them. So, one there, 3, and one more. Where do I want to put it? I'm going to go put them right there. Okay, so that's our gilded gems. Now, set those aside, and we're going to, that's the front of our card is finished. So, we're going to finish our inside, and I've got a strip of Designer Series paper that matches that. And we're just going to put that little strip at the bottom. This way we get to use up a lot of our scraps of our Designer Series paper. We don't have to throw it away. I try to use the majority of mine. Waste not, want not. Oops, and that slipped on me, went crooked. So I'm leaving a small edge at the bottom of that. And, okay. Back in here with our glue. Whoops. Alright. And we'll glue that. Well, that's why I didn't use it, because I didn't put an extra layer in here, or white. Oh well. It gives my card a little bit more support. You could have stamped directly on the card itself, which that's what I did on my original, I guess. That's what confused me. I didn't have a basic white already cut. Okay, so here we have that, and let's do our envelope. And that's the same. It's 2.5 inches by 6 inches. And we're putting glue on our flap, envelope flap. And attach that. Make sure it's glued good. Come back in here and trim it off. And I save these little strips of paper that I'm cutting off because sometimes I can use them, well, like I did on the inside at the bottom edge. Just a little added extra to our cards. So, and this paper is going to be gone here in a few days, so be sure you get your order in if you're wanting it. It's really gorgeous. It's one of my favorites. All right. And I die cut some little stars out of that gold, and we're going to attach one of those to the top of our tree. I'm just going to use a glue dot, mini glue dot to attach it with. And I think I might roll that glue dot up, make it smaller, because our star isn't very big. So I'm just going to take it in my fingers and roll it. And even that's kind of big, so I'm going to take my pick and that. And then I'm going to pop one of our stars out of there. And this die cuts out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the stars. So I've got some extras for my next projects. Alright, I'm going to use my putty end to get a hold of that. And place that right on that mini glue dot. Okay, so here we have our card. And the inside. And here's the envelope that goes along with it. So let me kind of scooch things out of the way here, and I'll get all of our cards to display, and I'll close for the day. Alright, so we did, I'm not sure if I can get them all in camera view here. I may have to do a couple separate, I'm getting a weird circle glare off of my light there. That was a circle light. If you're wondering what that little circle was in the corner. Okay, so here's one, our first one. Here's the second card. And our third card. Let's see if I can get all those in camera view. I think it's going to work. Yep, I got them all. So I hope you enjoyed the cards today, and be sure that you share the video with your friends and family. Okay, Amber says either Tuesday or Wednesday. The rest are chore days. And you're likely to miss. Okay. I don't have any set day for my chore days. I guess I should. But I do have my regular Facebook Lives on Wednesday. So let me look at my calendar and see what we could work out. Okay, today's December 1st. Okay. That's my comments. Okay, Tuesday or Wednesday. I could do next Tuesday, the 7th. Would that work for everybody? I had planned to have a card class that day, but we had to cancel it. So I think I do have that day open. Would that work for everybody at the same time at 10 o'clock, Tuesday, December 7th? And I'll do the premiere look at all the new items. And maybe if I have time, I might even try to get some projects made with a few of them to kind of show what they do. So Let's go for December 7th at 10 o'clock a.m. Central Time. And I'll do a mini catalog premiere. I'm showing some of the items that I have already. And okay, that works for you, Amber? Okay, Tuesday, December 7th, 10 o'clock. And don't forget that I'll still be doing my regular Wednesday Facebook Live the following day on December 8th at 10 o'clock. And I think I'm still going to stay with Christmas. That gives you a couple weeks before Christmas to get your cards mailed out. So I think that might still work. So we'll do Christmas cards again December 8th at 10 o'clock Central Time. And then we'll do the catalog review of my products that I have. I can't be calling it a catalog review because it's not. It's a catalog, a product preview, we'll call it, on December 7th at 10 o'clock Central Time. And let me see, what else do I got going on that I need to tell you about? I think that's all. I feel like I'm still forgetting something, but I don't have no idea what it is. I guess I'll put it in on Facebook, my business Facebook page, if I think of what it was. Be sure you share the video, like it. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure you subscribe to that button at the bottom to be notified of new videos coming up. And I think I'm going to close for now. I think I covered everything. Pretty sure I did. I don't know. I just have a feeling I might have forgot something, but that's kind of normal for me. Okay, so I want to say goodbye to everybody, and I want to thank everybody for being here today. And hopefully you all get some crafting time in this week. Everybody stay healthy and stay safe, and I'll see you back next week. Bye-bye. If I don't fall out of my chair.